Episode number 815, Edify Your Referral Source.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
I am back home in Austin. I just got back from India, and I got to tell you, Priscilla, it is so funny. Everywhere I go, I can't tell you how many people say to me, "Hi, Ivan, how are you? And where are you?" It is really cute. And what I love about it is, I know they're listening to the podcast because they're always asking that question, "How are you? And where are you?" And I know I've said this a number of times, but we do that because I want people to know I'm out visiting regions of the organization. I'm not up in my ivory tower, just hanging out here. Although I like my tower, I do get out and visit a lot of regions.
I know, and you go to all these exotic places, and I think that's fun to know about.
Yeah, it is fun, and I love visiting. But the one thing that's consistent, no matter where I'm at around the world, is that BNI members are so incredibly giving and caring and supportive. It's like the television series Cheers, where everybody knows your name. You go to the bar, everybody knows who you are. I go to a country and there's just so many BNI people that are there that are incredibly supportive. So I love what I do.
That's great.
Today, we're going to talk about an advanced networking skill, which is to edify your referral source. Now, to edify is to uplift or support. And I mean, there's a couple of meanings, but that's one of the meanings of edifying. And this is kind of an advanced skill, in my opinion. I think that this is a crucial concept in networking that's rarely discussed. When you get a referral and you meet with the prospect, it's really important that you edify your referral source. In other words, that you support your referral source, that you talk about them in a positive way. This is a great technique to use because you begin the discussion with the potential customer by talking about an area of overlapping interest and knowledge, your mutual acquaintance, the BNI member. So before you start talking about your business, before you start pitching what you do, or even asking them questions about what they need, it's important, in my opinion, that you edify that referral source, that you tell them how much you respect that person that referred you. Talk a little bit about your relationship with that networking partner, your BNI member, and why it's important to you that you provide great service to everyone that they referred to you because they are such good associates. You spend time talking about how you both know this individual. It's a fantastic way to warm up the referral. And more importantly, it's a great opportunity to make your referral source look good for having made the referral. The person that you're working with is going to be impressed that you have such good things to say about somebody that they also know. And so this is kind of an advanced technique, but it's a powerful one. Remember that the number one rule for referrals is, I believe, to make your referral source look great. So you need to demonstrate that you know how to sell to the prospect in a way that doesn't embarrass the source of your referral, your fellow BNI member. Your networking partner must have confidence that you're going to consult with the prospective client, discover their needs, offer solutions based on those needs, give them some options, and not just push for a sale if you know you can't provide a good solution. Alternatively, if your technique is to hold the prospect hostage at their kitchen table or office desk until they break down and buy something from you, your referral source will not be pleased that you've abused your relationship with them and damaged their own relationship with the client. So you may get the deal, but you've shut yourself off for further deals with that client and from any future referrals from your fellow BNI member. Always edify your referral source and act in a way that would make that person want to refer more people to you. So how does this start? You might start by saying, hey, you might ask, how do I do that? So if your networking partner is Tom and Tom refers you to someone, the first thing that you would do is ask some questions of the potential customer. How do you know them? How long have you known them? What's the situation that they need help with? How did it come about? Are you expecting my call? These are the questions that you ask the BNI member. I'm not sure I was clear about that. So you ask the BNI member these questions so that when you talk to the potential customer, you're asking questions that Tom will have the answer to, your BNI member will have the answer to, at least some of. So these questions help get the background information about the person and why they were referred to you. And you can do that in just a couple of minutes. Now that you're prepared with that information, then you call the referral. And unless your BNI member, Tom, tells you to wait until a certain day, listen, I would call him the same day that you get the referral. Don't sit on it. Don't wait a few hours or a few days, which I've seen. That's really bad. Call them later that day. When I call a prospect, the first thing I say when I was a management consultant was, I understand that you've been a friend of someone I know, in this case, Tom. You've been a friend of Tom's for a long time. Then I would edify Tom by saying that I've known him for years. He's been my electrician for a long time, or whatever profession he was in. I admire how he always thinks about ways to help others, or whatever you feel about the person who gave you the referral, whatever positive aspects you feel about that person. Why? Because when you give a referral, it's important that the first thing that I do, if you gave me a referral, it's important the first thing I do with that referral is tell them how great it is working with you. And the reason that I would do that is because a third-party testimonial is incredibly powerful. Tom is my third-party testimonial. Your BNI member is your third-party testimonial. And instead of me calling the referral and talking and bragging about myself, what I want to do is talk about Tom first. Because the one thing that that potential client has in common with me is him. And if I talk about him, if I talk about Tom, that helps warm up the relationship a little bit before I start launching into how I can provide whatever service it is that I do. So the person who gave you the referral already has a relationship of trust with the prospect and is lending you their credibility by referring you to them. This is why it is important to make them look good by edifying them and effectively fulfilling that referral so they get great feedback about working with you and want to refer to you again. That's my message for today, Priscilla. Any thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I think that's great information and something maybe that people aren't thinking of doing, but they should be. And it's really good for you to spell it out.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's why I think this is an advanced technique. We're so focused on getting referrals that we sometimes don't think about supporting the person that gave us the referral. And that's
Yeah.
what I mean by edifying them, is that, you talk about that person first before you start talking about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you find those overlapping areas of interest. Now, you talk to your referral source about the referral. Tell me about the person, like I described. How do you know them? How long have you known them? But then when you meet the referral, you also want to talk about how they know them and how long they've known them, and support the person that gave you the referral and say good things about that person, because the referral will feel better about who you are if they know you feel good about the person that referred them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and also it draws you closer
Yep.
to that person. It's like you have a bond now. You have somebody in common and that you both really appreciate.
Yep. It
Yeah.
cements that relationship earlier, quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So I really recommend it. If you've listened to this podcast, I'd love for you to comment. If you've experienced this in a positive way with one of your networking partners, share it here. You can even name them. Tell us who it is that you've had that experience with and how well it worked out. I'd love to see it here on the comments. I read every comment that gets posted on BNI Podcast. So that's it for today. That's everything I have, Priscilla.
Okay, perfect. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioprograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at meisneraudioprograms.com and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.